We know there are a million reasons why Donald Trump is not capable of being president, but one that's not talked about enough is just how emotional he is, full of rage all over the place, frantic all the time. And now, following his breakup with Elon Musk, he's pretty sad. Oh, poor Donald is trying to pretend that he is not as heartbroken as he is, but a new leaked call is revealing that that is not the case because Donald Trump just is so sad he has lost his best buddy. He tried to cover it up. It didn't work out. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you, leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, it's not just Trump, though, who's very upset over this breakup. So is all of the MAGA media, and Chris Hayes broke that down in what is just such a delicious segment right here.
MAGA world is still reeling from the ongoing breakup between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Notably, some of their biggest fans are just struggling to accept that this is really the end.
I think it's incredibly unfortunate. You and I are both good friends with President Trump, and we're both good friends with Elon Musk. They're both extraordinary men. I hope that both of them come back together, because when the two of them are working together, we'll get a lot more done for America than when they're at cross purposes.
I think it is important for us to pray, for peace and the unification of these two guys, because as Bill Ackman said, and you've said yourself, the country's in a lot better spot when those two are united.
For his part, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa invoked his wife's desire to see the two men reconcile. Quote, "I just heard Barbara Grassley say this disagreement and arguments between Musk and Trump must end. I know she loves both Musk and President Trump. I'd advise you to follow her advice." And Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah has been openly pleading with both men to end their feud, tweeting, quote, "Who else really wants Elon Musk and real Donald Trump to reconcile? Repost if you agree the world is a better place with the Trump-Musk bromance fully intact." Even shared this photoshopped image, which is pretty funny, of Trump and Musk as a married couple with the caption, quote, "I never got over my parents' divorce." Now, unfortunately for the senator, it doesn't seem like reconciliation is in the cards, at least not today, not right now. And the MAGA world is slowly coming to terms with the fact that they're going to need to pick sides. In fact, Musk is forcing the question after reviewing the results of a very unscientific poll on his own social media platform. The billionaire is now calling for a third party following his split from the Republicans. Quote, "The people have spoken. A new political party is needed in America to represent the 80% in the middle. And exactly 80% of people agree," smiley emoji. "This is fate." God, he's just got a knack for posting, doesn't he? Adding it will be called the America Party. Not sure how many takers Musk is going to get on that offer, though. Most of his old Republican allies seem to be siding with the sitting president of the United States, including Trump's buddies on the Fox and Friends curvy couch.
The Epstein file thing was way over the top and just crazy to say that Trump was in the Epstein files. I mean, what are you doing? Sometimes when people get drunk, they do crazy things, but this is a total escalation.
We're going to have more to say about the Epstein part of this. In fact, a lot more later in the show. But I guess, welcome to the resistance, Fox and Friends, kind of. I mean, that kind of recklessness on display by Elon Musk yesterday is identical to the recklessness he's been displaying every day for the last year that we have been warning about since Donald Trump handed him a chainsaw and let him loose on the federal bureaucracy. And then just a few days ago, literally handed him a key to the government. And of course, all of this reflects incredibly poorly on the president of the United States.
I think it is so important not just to focus on the split with Trump and Musk, but also with Musk and the MAGA media apparatus that he has helped build. So many of these media figures, so many of these wannabe influencers, even members of Congress, rely on Elon Musk and his platform of Twitter to uplift and push out their misinformation and suppress liberal-leaning voices online. Elon Musk has no hesitancy to ban anyone on Twitter who disagrees with him, and we clearly know that he has broken the platform. That is a huge blow to MAGA, and it is the reason why there is so much panic in the entirety of their movement. Donald Trump is trying to act like that's not the case. Just listen to what he had to say right here before we get into those late calls.
Do you feel like the U.S. can survive without them? Obviously, you contribute a lot when it comes to defense and space, and that relationship has been important for quite some time.
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody. And do you accept me?
The country can survive with anyone gone except you, Donald. I think the country would be much better without you, but clearly Trump is all sad. He misses his best buddy, and it's the reason he spent all of yesterday calling reporters to tell them how little he cares about Musk. But really what was revealed by the leaks from these calls is that actually he cares so deeply. And I want to take a look right here. Calling news anchors all day, Trump badgers reporters to dunk on Elon Musk. The spat between Donald Trump and SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, his top 2024 campaign donor, has quickly escalated into a very public feud, and Trump is apparently waging war against Musk through the media. On Friday, the Mediaite editor-in-chief tweeted that the 47th president of the United States has been calling news anchors all day to dunk on Elon Musk. And he isn't just sticking to conservative outlets, along with Fox and also CNN, ABC News, and CBS national correspondent Robert Costa. All these people Donald Trump is calling to attack Elon Musk. Trump is not interested in talking to Elon. Trump is not worried about threats of a third party, Trump told Bear, according to Fox host Kayleigh McEnany. She added that Bear said that Trump told him that Musk has totally lost it. He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he wishes Elon Musk well, Bash continued, noting that men in the orbit of both Trump and Musk have been pushing for them to cease hostilities. The blast radius from this fallout is really, really big and very wide. Finally, Carl tweeted that when he spoke to Trump, the president argued that Musk was the man who has lost his mind. The ABC reporter observed that Trump did not seem angry or even concerned about the feud, and that he was not particularly interested in speaking with Musk to reconcile. Now, these reporters can describe the calls as they like, but what is clearly revealed here is Donald Trump projecting out his fake macho strength of, I don't really care about Elon. Oh, I've completely moved on from him. Just shows how caught up in this feud he is. It's all he can possibly think about, and it's completely backfiring, demonstrating just how upset he is, just how much it is consuming him, and just how much he knows this will be a devastating loss, as I continue to say, not just to him, but the MAGA media apparatus that Elon Musk helps control on Twitter and the liberal voices he is constantly suppressing, who will now be elevated because Musk is so upset with Trump. That is what is playing out right now. It is a feud that is reaching the people who so rarely get actual information, because the information they're getting right now is from their two cult leaders, and their two cult leaders are attacking each other. Oh, it is so beautiful, especially because it is not the only loss that Donald Trump is suffering right now, as his other big plan, not his Doge cuts that have failed, but his immigration plan that is illegal and failing, is also facing major pushback in LA. Some great reporting was done by MSNBC on that, and I want to take a look right here.
Trump immigration authorities launched a series of targeted raids throughout the city of Los Angeles today. And tonight, a massive protest is taking place outside the LA headquarters of ICE. NBC News political and national correspondent Jacob Soboroff is there, and he joins us now. Jacob, I had just gotten a text breaking news notification from the New York Times about this protest, which seems to be quite large. What's going on?
Let me show you, Chris. So these are two protests converging at the same time here. I want to show you this one that's coming from the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is the jail that is run by the federal government, or the county and the federal government downtown in downtown LA. It's converging with this protest. It's coming over here. Scott Killian, why don't you walk with me? Chris, what happened here today in Los Angeles, I think, is the worst nightmare for so many people who live here. You know, Los Angeles is a largely so-called minority-majority city. There are just as many people of color here as there are white people. And in fact, 10% of the population of Los Angeles County, come with me, which is one of the largest counties, the largest by population in the United States, is undocumented. There could be as many as 1 million undocumented people who live here in Los Angeles. And what you saw today, and what all of these people are protesting, is large-scale immigration enforcement raids. What you're looking at on the left-hand side of your screen is this protest from the sky. The helicopters are directly above me. You saw, I'm sorry for the noise, but you saw tactical officers on things like Bearcat vehicles, flashbang grenades on the city streets of Los Angeles, which largely felt like, as some people described in local media, that the military was on the streets of Los Angeles. Historically, the Los Angeles Police Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. But when you have got ICE in Los Angeles showing up reportedly at Home Depot, where many undocumented people go to get work as day laborers, you know the National Day Laborer Organizing Network well. Many of those people responded in the wake of the fires here in Los Angeles. When you've got ICE showing up outside of places like schools, it quite literally is striking fear into the heart of people all throughout this community. And it is, I think it's fair to say, the worst fear of so many people here who live in Los Angeles and who have heard President Trump threaten that they would do this. But when this day comes on a Friday morning that stretches into a Friday afternoon, people in Los Angeles are mobilizing, and they are very upset. You have Cheerla here, one of the big NGOs here that fights on behalf of immigrant rights. Everybody is out today because obviously this is not to be tolerated by these folks here on the streets of Los Angeles, Chris.
Yeah, and just to be clear here, my understanding of these raids today, these were just workplace. It wasn't like there was some list of people who they suspected were dangerous or guilty of crimes. These were, we've seen more and more of these basically workplace raids, like show up to a place where people are employed and doing a job and go in, right? That was my understanding of what these raids were today.
That's exactly right, Chris. One was in the fashion district here, just around the corner on Alameda Street, down Alameda Street in downtown Los Angeles. Another one of them was basically, if anybody knows MacArthur Park, at a Home Depot near MacArthur Park. But the big worry here, obviously, is these collateral arrests. And we have heard statements now from the Los Angeles Unified School District, from the Los Angeles Police Department, from the mayor of Los Angeles, from many of the 15 members of the Los Angeles City Council, basically condemning these raids because of what they do to the ordinary person in Los Angeles, which is instill a massive amount of fear. I was talking to a young woman just a few minutes ago who I lost her in the crowd, but her name was Erica Perez. She said her mother was just deported earlier in the week after Erica Perez, has been a firefighter for CAL FIRE, responding to some of the wildfires, not here in LA, but in other places across LA. The bottom line is undocumented people are in every facet of life here in Los Angeles. They are our neighbors, they are our coworkers, they are in our schools. And when something like this happens today, look at these signs. I just want to show you real quick. Scott, come over here. This is the message, and this is what they're worried about. Get ICE out of our schools and our communities, because that is the worst fear, as I said, at the risk of repeating myself, of so many people in the city of Los Angeles.
This is the agency that we have to fight back. I love to see it. We need more protests. We need to stand up to Donald Trump's mass thugs, and we are going to be encouraging that every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you're stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.